Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's time for another bike vlog. Well, today was an interesting day. I had to be in Fort Madison during the afternoon, and I had a show in Fort Madison that night. So I decided that I would go set up early for my show and then ride my bike on the Rodeo Park trails. I had heard that they'd been recently paved through the timber, and so I wanted to check that out and see what it was like, because I remember those hills were so steep that I was actually spinning out. I couldn't actually ride my bike up the hills because they were literally so steep that my back wheel was just spinning. So this is the part of the trail that I've rode before. It is a really, really nice little trail. It's not super long, but it is a nice bike trail. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is there are bike trails near almost everyone. In almost every town nearby someone, there are bike trails. You just have to look them up, and there's even things on like Google where you can actually look up just bike-friendly routes. There are so many tools at our disposal, that we can use to find great places to ride. And pretty much the reason why we don't is laziness. It comes down to it. I catch myself all the time making excuses. I absolutely love to ride, and I don't even understand why I make excuses, but I still do from time to time. I'll look outside and it might be cloudy, and I'll be like, oh, it's cloudy, it might rain, I'm not going to ride today, I'm going to clean the garage instead, And it's like, no. It's like, go out there and ride and have a good time, and if it's calling for rain in the forecast, then don't go too far so that you can get back without getting soaking wet. It's pretty simple, but we make a lot of excuses when it comes to physical activity. Unfortunately, that's the way we as Americans have became. And so anyway, getting off track here. This is a very nice trail, and most towns and cities have really nice bike trails if you look them up. The state of Iowa has over 600 miles of paved bike trails for public use. What a wonderful thing. A lot of old railroads have turned their old railroad lines into bike trails. That makes the perfect bike trail, and the reason is railroads can't have a high gradient. They can't have a steep grade, so there's virtually hardly no hills on those old railroad trails. They're absolutely awesome. But this trail just wraps around the Rodeo Park grounds and campground area and the disc golf course. It's just a really fun trail, and it feels like you're going fast because there's some nice twists and turns, and it's just so much more enjoyable than riding out on a highway. You don't have to worry about cars or anything. One of the things I plan to do this year is not only ride in some new places and get some new scenery, because I am getting kind of burned out on the same routes. I've been doing the same routes for a long time, but it's a matter of convenience. But one of the things I plan on doing is traveling a little bit and riding some good trails, at least in the state of Iowa this year. I'd like to do the Katy Trail across Missouri sometime. I've got all these hopes and ambitions, but it's hard to pull it all off. We're all busy, and we all have a lot of stuff going on, and so I'm trying to actually chisel some things away from my schedule so that I have more time to do this, because this is such a therapeutic, enjoyable thing. Even though it gets your heart rate up, it's relaxing at the same time. I just absolutely love it. And so I'm going to make more time to do it. Alright, so here we are coming up on the newly paved part. This is a steep decline. There's no way I could even remotely go the speed I wanted to go down these hills because I would have killed myself. I would have wiped out. This is the hill that was so steep that I couldn't even get up it last year on my mountain bike. And, I mean, this is great. This is nice. But I'll tell you what, coming up this side, I about had a heart attack. You want to make sure you're down in your easiest gear when you hit this hill, because there's just no... I had to stop partway up this hill and actually pick my back tire up and actually shift my bike into its easiest gear. I knew that these trails were steep, but I mean, this is a killer. This is a killer right here. Great exercise. So I made it to the top finally. And I decided to take some of the trails that were not paved, which proved to be equally as fun. This here could be a really fun descent. I had no idea what was coming because I'd never rode this trail before, so I had to approach it a little slower than I would have liked to have. Especially on my 29er, this is just the perfect type of trail to be riding on the 29er. Really excited to. I wouldn't call this like a traditional mountain bike trail. I'd say it's too wide and it's not enough dirt. It's more like rock and whatnot. But still, what a great time. I came to a fork here and I was kind of torn between which way I should go, right or left. And so I decided to go right. Maybe sometime when I'm riding up there I'll have to try to go left here. See where it takes me. This bridge was literally too narrow to ride across on my 29er. My 29er has really wide handlebars, and the handlebars literally wouldn't even fit between the bridge posts. I had to turn the wheel one way just to get the handlebars across the bridge. Now we're back on pavement. Alright, so I made her up the hill. I think I had to stop and take a break there. So I made her up the hill, and I decided to leave Rodeo Park and go on up and ride around on the bluff a little bit. And I had a very nice ride up there. This is a very nice community. This is where some of the better off people in the community live. And there's a beautiful view overlooking Fort Madison and the Mississippi River. Just a nice area. Well, thank you everybody for watching my bike vlogs. I appreciate it. Remember, get out there, get on your bikes, get some fresh air, enjoy the scenery. There ain't no better way to see the world than from the seat of a bike. We'll see you next time.